Yo, morning everybody. Time to start another awesome day, full of energy. Actually, I do feel a little more energetic today. Not just saying it. So, anyway, what I wanted to talk about today was, something that happened to me about 2 weekends ago. 2 weekends ago, I was in Mexico for a wedding. I kind of mentioned this on the channel. And basically, it was for one of my good friends. Her and I worked together, lived together for a little bit, and all this other kind of stuff. So we're just good friends. And I haven't really been hanging out with her for the last 2 years as much, but I was still invited to the wedding and all this stuff. So I went down there. And, you know, one of the persons I got to meet during this trip was her dad, right? And of course I knew of her dad because I knew of her, and she would talk about him. And he's pretty accomplished guy, you know, like master's, PhD. He's in charge of some Christian school. It's extremely successful, and I just knew he was a smart. I think he's published and has a book or something like that. So, you know, cool stuff like that. But anyway, what happened was. And you'll notice this when you do the program, that these things start happening to you, and I don't think they're coincidences, because the one thing I thought about this guy was he's pretty high up, I don't know, he's pretty snooty, and I'm judging, but I didn't think he'd want to talk to me because I'm just some lowly you know just an invitee to the wedding or whatever. But at the rehearsal dinner, he literally came over to me right when it was done. He was like, "So what's going on in your life, Joe?" You know, he wanted to get to know me a little bit. So I just kind of talked to him a little bit. And kind of told him my story about how I'm kind of moved and changed jobs. And I was like, oh yeah, I'm doing this health thing too. And well, that turned into a 3-hour conversation. You know what I mean? And it was interesting because the premise of the conversation, and I'll keep it really short, was basically Dr. W, I'll call him. Dr. W was like, listen, I'm 58. Every goal I've ever set in my life, I've pretty much accomplished. And, you know, if you added another 0 to my net worth, it would mean nothing. And he's trying to think what he wants to do with his life. And, of course, you know, his daughter was getting married and they have a kid. So he's like, well, I can be a grandpa and help raise the kid in some capacity, maybe move down close to them. And I was like, yeah. I was like, I mean, I definitely agree with all that. But then I was like, well, what about this health thing that I'm doing? I kind of went into the program a little bit. I even just described the concept of development and all that jazz. And you know, it's kind of interesting take because, you know, he's what I liked about him is he's a Christian guy, and, you know, like I said, he runs that Christian academy or whatever, but he's open-minded too. You know, sometimes when you talk to some of the more fundamental Christians, they kind of close down on some of these subjects, and, you know, I'm not judging them or anything, I get it, but, you know, he's open-minded, so that was interesting. So we're talking, and, he was just telling me about, kind of where he was in life, so I'm probably going to divide this video out into a couple days of stuff. But one of the things he said is again, he's extremely accomplished guy looking for the next thing to do in life, oddly enough asking me basically, hey, what do I do with my liof now? You know, everything I do I accomplish, blah blah blah, I'm super successful. Thought that was funny. And he was one of the things he was telling me was just this story where he's at this point of pseudo mastery, and he was like, you know, I was helping some other school in the area try to get their stuff up and running, and he was he really wanted it to work for them or whatever, but he ran the numbers and did all the analytics, and he was just you know what, if I had to be super honest with you, it's not gonna work, because of this and this, and he kind of breaks it down or whatever. But the lady kind of came in and was kind of giving him some attitude about it, and he was like, listen, lady, he was like, this is important to understand. I really don't want anything from you. You know what I mean? I could use this school in my advantage to kind of feed into my thing. And all, I could do all that, right? Even though it might not be economical for you and more economical for me. He's like, but I don't want to do that, right? He's like, I don't want anything from you. I want something for you, right? So he kind of drove home that point. I don't really want anything from you, but I want for you. I was wondering if I needed to say it the other way if it sounds cooler. I want for you, not... Yeah, I want for you, not from you. There we go. So anyway, he started talking about this whole concept of I want for you, not from you. And I was really surprised because, again, that's kind of a mastery concept, right? When you just really are selfless and you want you know, you're not really thinking of yourself, you're kind of serving others. And like that statement, I want for you, not from you, I thought was really powerful. So I just kind of wanted to share that statement with y'all. And then, like, you know, maybe you can apply it to your daily lives. It's pretty powerful, right? It really changes your perspective on a lot of things, because like most of the world is always kind of want, you know, and they're always kind of reaching for something, right? And if you were to just kind of switch gears and be like, you know what, you know, I have everything I need, honestly. You know, if you have God in your life and all that jazz, you really do, if you think about it. So instead of wanting from people, instead of going out into the world and wanting from them, if you're just like, I want for you, I want what's best for you, you know? And I'll give you some honest opinions and feedback on the matter too, because, you know, just because, you know, you could maybe take advantage of a situation, that might not be the best for somebody else. And I don't know. To me, it was neat because I just like that lens, thinking through that lens. I want for you and not from you, and kind of how powerful that is, and how kind of an inverse look on the world that is compared to kind of what like the mainstream I guess mindset collective is. So anyway, I'm just gonna drive that home. Y'all sit on it, marinate on it a little bit. I want for you, not from you. Think about your life. Think about instances where you could apply it in your everyday. And yeah, I'll talk to y'all later.